This video is best seen full screen in order to read the dialog boxes and menus. Photomatix Pro is a program used to generate high dynamic range images from a set of bracketed photos. To load the images, just simply click the Load Bracketed Photos button, then click Browse, and you can then load the images. Now, this particular set of images were created from one raw file. I opened the raw file in Photoshop, then changed the exposures in order to create 4 more exposures. Since the exposures were artificially created, Photomatix Pro presents a dialog box that will allow me to adjust how it will use each exposure. It's a little confused. For instance, notice that the exposure that was 2 stops lighter, it actually thinks is 3 stops lighter. I can fix that. And then also, it had a problem with the exposure that was 4 stops darker. It thought it was 5 stops darker. So I'm just going to fix those exposures and then select OK. Since these exposures were artificially created from one raw file, I'm going to save some time by clicking off the pre-processing options that aren't needed. Align source images, for instance, should be left on if the exposures were handheld. In this case, I don't have to worry about that, so I'm clicking it off. Reduce ghost artifacts would be for if there was anything moving within each individual image. Then you'd want to leave that on. In this case, it's all from the same image, so I'm turning it off. Reducing noise, I'm going to leave on, because what we'll find is that there will be a lot of digital noise that's going to be in high dynamic range images, and you need to reduce it. Finally, chromatic aberrations would be used if your lens is prone to chromatic aberrations. But in this case, I'm going to save some more time, and I'm also going to turn that off and select OK. Since processing takes a while, I'm going to cut the processing time from the video, and I'll be back in a moment. As you can see, Photomatix Pro has merged the photos together into one image. You can use the loop in order to zoom in on specific areas in order to see the details, and even select different presets while zoomed in. I use some of these presets in order to create the images above this video. If you look along the left-hand side of Photomatix Pro, you'll see that there's an awful lot of sliders that would allow you to tweak your image. I'll cover these sliders in a future tutorial. For now, I'm going to click the Process button toward the bottom of the screen and generate a TIFF image from the merged images. Photomatix Pro will create a 16-bit TIFF file of the merged exposures. Be sure to select File, Save Image before you exit the program. As you have seen, Photomatix Pro has quite a few presets to get you jump started. I highly recommend giving it a try.